Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot. Today I have a pick a card reading for you that is a bit unique compared to my other readings on the channel, as well as it's a topic that I don't think I've seen a lot of other YouTube tarot readers touch upon. I have seen some of them touch on like ancestor spirit readings, but this one is a bit broader in terms of the question. And the question that's being asked today of Spirit is, what spirits are around you? Now that could mean, yes, ancestor spirits, kind of like I've seen other tarot readers touch upon. It could mean just loved ones that have passed on in general that are around you, protecting you, or have something they want to say to you. It could mean guardian angels, kind of guardian spirits, spirit guides. And it could also mean spirits that are at a physically tangible location in your day-to-day life, like your home or your workplace, aka kind of what we generally call ghosts. But before any of you are spooked off, I did ask only positive spirits to come forward, so I'm not going to touch upon any scary, like, oh, there's a poltergeist in your home or whatever, because I want to focus on positive spirits that have helpful messages for you, and, negative spirits can just go haunt a sad corner somewhere. We don't want to talk to them, right? So without further ado, let's get to picking our pile so we can talk about, the spirits around you, as well as the message they want to send to you. So for my pile number ones, over here I have the card Guardian Angel. For pile number twos, I have the card Perception. And for my pile number threes, I have the card Union. Alright, after you've meditated on these cards for a while and decided on which pile you would like to listen to today, as always, the timestamps for the readings are down in the description box below and or the pinned comment at the top of the comment section down underneath the video. And I will see you after clicking on that timestamp in your What Spirits Are Around You and What Messages Do They Want to Send to You reading for today. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number ones. Welcome to your pick a card reading today that is all about what spirits are around you, as well as what messages they want to send to you. So like I said in the intro, this is going to be guardian spirits, spirit guides, could be passed on loved ones or spirits kind of around where you dwell physically from day to day. I'll try to glean how many spirits, as well as kind of what spirit they are in the beginning section. Who they are as a person, I guess, is how I would put that in a different manner. And then the second section of the reading will be kind of the message they want to get across. So without further ado, let's focus on who these spirits are. I'm going to separate your cards. Let's see, it was off at the tea leaf, so I'll set your message down here with me for now, while we focus on who is coming forward for you, pile number ones. So as you recall, the card used to help pick your pile was Guardian Angel. So that doesn't necessarily mean a guardian angel spirit, but I already get kind of a protective sense for obvious reasons from this card. We'll interpret that more as we get the other cards on the table. Let's look at the archetypes cards. We received Father. Okay, so likely a fatherly, masculine energy is at least one of the spirits coming forward for you, pile number ones. Light attributes, talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. And the shadow attributes are, dictatorial control, abuse of authority. Okay, so the other archetype coming forward, and this could be the same spirit or a different spirit, is Shapeshifter. Light attributes, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Okay. And then I'll set the Lenormand down here for a second so we have room. Your Woodland Warden's Oracle card was the Mouse and Buttercup, Innocence. Okay. I'm getting a sense of at least one stronger spirit here, pile number ones for you. It's coming out today. Your L key is She Who Battles. Abanalaka. I'm sorry if I probably butchered the pronunciation of that. If anyone knows the real correct pronunciation of that, feel free to drop in the comments section down below. But basically she represents justice, fierce commitment. So definitely a very protective energy here, pile number ones. I mean, not only with Guardian Angel, like someone looking over your shoulder with this card, but She Who Battles could also be someone that was a veteran in the military at some point. We'll see what else pops out here. Okay, and then I'm going to unfortunately I have to cover that just a little bit. And then the 2 tarot cards that popped out describing them are 2 of Pentacles, okay? And the Page of Wands. All right. Yeah, someone with a strong personality, pile number 1s. Very strong. Definitely masculine here, at least one of them. There could also be a child coming forward for some of you, especially with the Mouse Innocence, and then also the 2 of Pentacles here is like a child. Yeah, there's like 2 energies. There's a stronger masculine protective energy coming forward, and then there's also kind of a child coming forward. I get the sense the child is feminine. But let's look at a Lenormand reading here. Spirit, could you give me a Lenormand reading telling me more about either one of these spirits that's coming forward for pile number 1, please? Can you describe them, please? 3 cards, starting together as a sentence. Let's see what's going on here. All right, the Rider, specifically the feminine variant. So the Bardess, as it's known in the Celtic Lenormand. All right, we're going to set that down here. Once again, sorry for covering some cards. And then we have the Stork, or the Heron. Okay. I'll interpret that in 1 second. And then we have the Mice. So look, mice are coming up a lot for you, pile number 1s. That could be a sort of symbol as a hint as to who this is for you. Not only did you get the Mouse and Buttercup in the Woodland card, but you also got the Mice in your Lenormand reading. Something to do with mice. Could be someone very small. I think this might be the smaller feminine energy I was picking up on for you, pile number 1s. Could be someone who, you know, had pet mice, pet rats, or worked with smaller animals in some way. And then the Lenormand reading here, I'm actually just going to put this in the middle for now and then interpret it, and then I'll put it back down to the corner just so we can at least kind of focus on it. I would read this Lenormand as, so we have the Bardess or the Rider, the Stork, and then we have the Mice. So strung together as a sentence, let's see, that is a message delivered about the loss of something, because the mice, you can see they're like going after a grain store, so it's like the loss of something. So a message delivered about the loss. So I don't know if recently you had someone you lost in your life, a loved one, and this is kind of what these people are coming forward. It could be that either this stronger masculine protective energy is the person that you lost, or it could be that the smaller younger feminine energy is the one that you lost, or it could be that they're someone else entirely, but these might be family members or guardian spirits that are kind of just they want to talk to you about this loss. Or it could be like, if not the loss of a person, it could be the loss of like a certain thing in your life, like maybe a relationship, maybe like a job. We'll get to that more in your message in the second half of this reading, but right now I just want to focus on who they are as a person. So definitely, like I said, I think there's 2 energies popping forward here for you, pile number 1s. And it could be some of you, this only one energy applies to you that you recognize versus the other, or it could be both, because this is a general reading, so it's going to be a little bit more broad than a personal reading would be, of course, because multiple people are viewing this. But yeah, so definitely one energy is, like I said, that fatherly, protective energy. Definitely, I don't know if it could be, I think this one is a family member for you, pile number 1s, the masculine protective one. I could see a father, like, you know, it says on the tin here, uncle. It could be a grandfather, some masculine energy in your family that's older than you. Or at least they were at the time that they passed on. This is a passed on loved one, but they're very protective of you, not only because, you know, you picked guardian angel right here, like they're looking over your shoulder, but you also have the she who battles. And that's like a warrior protective type energy. So justice, fierce commitment, like they're committed to you. So a lot of times I've been told, and in my own experience, we have protective spirits around us that are passed on loved ones. Like they aren't always just assigned to us, at least in the way I believe and the way I kind of interpret the things that I've seen with tarot and spirituality in general. A lot of times your guardian spirits are your passed on family members. So this is like, yeah, older, fatherly, or sort of protective masculine figure that is a guardian spirit for you. So I think they're around you quite a lot, pile number ones. And they look out for you, especially in ways for your physical safety, I see here. They look out for you in terms of, let's see, like if you're walking alone at night, they're the type of spirit that would look over your shoulder and make sure you got home safe. That's kind of what I'm seeing here for your pile number ones. Now it's interesting too about the mouse and the buttercup and the shapeshifter, and then the girl here in the Two of Pentacles. Like I said, that's like a younger feminine energy that's also popping forward a little bit for you. I'm trying to pick out if their type of spirit this is, because I'm not sure they're a family like the other spirit is. I'm actually going to pull another Lenormand here to ask about this younger feminine energy here. Let me shuffle a little bit off camera because there's no room on my little space here I have. Spirit, could you tell me the nature of this younger feminine energy that's being picked up here for pile number ones, please? Like guardian spirit, family, ghost, a dwelling. Okay, well the mice came through again. I swear I shuffled. The key. Loss is the key to a document or written contract. Oh, okay. I'm going to say this is probably a spirit guide for you, pile number ones, because especially with the document here, it's like an agreed upon sort of contract. I'm seeing like this is like official document. So loss is the key to a document. There could be a spirit guide that was with you in a past life, pile number ones, where there was a loss of some sort, hence the mice popping up again. I don't think you would recognize them from this particular life, though, pile number ones. There's someone that's new to you. But the stronger masculine energy, the protective guardian kind of passed on loved one energy, is someone that you did know. I'm picking up on. Yeah. As for the stronger masculine energy that's popping through, the fatherly type, I'm thinking in life they were someone who was very, even just protective in life because of all this energy. Like I said before when I was pulling out the She Who Battles card, probably someone that was in battle of some sort. It could be a veteran, military, etc. I'm not getting any particular branch of the military, and of course I have viewers from all over the world, and branches of military are different depending on your country generally. I mean, they're kind of the same, like you have a Navy and, you know, actual like ground troops, etc. But yeah, someone in the military, someone kind of tough, but they're loving tough. They're not like stern, cold tough. They're very loving. And especially with this Page of Wands energy here, there's someone who was not afraid to take risks. There was someone who was bold, someone creative with, maybe not in a traditional sense of creative, as in like, you know, oh, I'm going to paint today or I'm going to write something today, but they were creative in the way that they tackled problems is what I'm seeing here with this Page of Wands. Someone not afraid to go off, I mean, especially here with this particular version of the Page of Wands, not afraid to go off the beaten path, because here's the beaten path and then here's this male figure kind of going off this way instead, following this cardinal. And then Shapeshifter is interesting here. I don't think they had a set career in their life. Like maybe they were in the military for a while, but then they tried a bunch of different things. Like they always kind of were dreaming, always had different ideas all the time, hence that Page of Wands energy and the Shapeshifter. Like they weren't always the same thing their entire life, and they weren't always in the same career or following the same dream. That's what I'm seeing here. And we're not at your message part quite yet, but I'm getting the sense that's something that they want to talk to you about, this guardian passed on loved one, because there's probably a lesson from their life that they want to talk to you about that you're going through or is similar to what you're doing right now. So, yeah. And then as for the spirit guide, that's the feminine, young. She helps with balance in your life, hence the Two of Pentacles, balancing things, balancing work with family, with friends, with self-care, with that type of thing. And definitely like an innocent vibe here, especially because the Mouse and Buttercup is about innocence. Yeah. So more young energy, but as, of course, with spirit guides, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're young. That's just how they choose to present, right? Definitely feminine, yeah. trying to see if I pick up on anything about either the masculine or the feminine energy here. Could have been that they were a hiker in their life, the masculine energy that's popping through for you, pile number one, is the passed on loved one. Maybe even wore plaid a lot, hence, the hiker. Just a very fiery personality. Very happy to live life and chase paths that are off the beaten track. Yeah. Okay, well, let's get to your message from your spirits that pop forward for you, pile number ones. I'll set the Lenormand down here with me, and then we'll clear the table to make room for the messages they want to send you. Yes, very, very, very masculine energy, but very loving, like not in a cold way, Like kind of a teddy bear as I get from that masculine energy. Anyways, okay, the message they want to send to you. Your tea leaf cards are temporary problems, clouds, and cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Definitely that's the masculine energy, because I was talking about, before how protective that masculine energy is of you, pile number ones. They protect you. They want you to know that they protect you from bad things in your life. Kind of like I was saying before, like if you're walking down like a dark street at night, they're the type of spirit that would look over your shoulder for you. Very positive, masculine, protective vibes there. And then clouds, temporary problems. It could be that there's some sort of issue you're having right now that they want to talk to you about. Let's see what the other cards say, though. And then we have your surrender card. You received surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So once again, I'm pretty sure that could be a combined message from both the masculine energy and then also your spirit guide, the younger female, or feminine at least, where especially because this masculine energy... Well, let me get the other cards on the table. Let me finish that thought in a second. Your angel guide oracle is trust the universe. Okay. You're being asked to trust a lot right now, pile number ones. To trust that you are being looked out for, to trust that there is a plan and that you're protected in anything that you do because of these energies around you. And then your tarot cards here, actually, I'm going to kind of set these, give them a little bit more room to breathe. And then your tarot cards are, let's see, you have the Two of Pentacles. Look, that popped up again. Remember, you got the Two of Pentacles just before with the girl that was holding the baskets on the river? So there's a large message here. I think that's from that young feminine spirit guide, that there's some sort of balance here that needs to be, or you're afraid of something not being in balance. Let's get the other cards out before I keep speaking. I don't know if this masculine energy in your life, and I mean this in the most affectionate way possible, I don't know if they tended to talk over people a lot because they were very excited to talk and be, like, they were exuberant. Yeah, I'm kind of getting that energy off them too. Anyways, the Eight of Wands, so the speed of something, okay. Balance, speed, and then the Fool reversed is, okay, that's probably due to the procrastination message or related to it. Okay, and then I also want to get a Lenormand on here for you, pile number ones. We're gonna shuffle. Okay, let me shuffle the Lenormand here off screen, or actually I can do it on here, I suppose. Okay, Spirit, could you give me a final message here, or tie it into these other messages for pile number ones from these two energies, please? Oh, okay, well, there's one. So the garden, community, something to do with public or gathering, okay. Let's set that down there. All right. We have the sun, clarity. Okay, and then we have... Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And the flowers of the bouquet, a gift or beauty. All right, so what's interesting here, pile number ones, when I read this Lenormand reading down here, is the garden, the sun, and the flowers. If I would read that in one sentence together, that would be... public clarity on a gift, or a gathering made clear regarding a gift, or some sort of, what's another interpretation for the sun? The sun can also mean just happiness. Public happiness is a gift. All right. And then you also got the clouds here. So that's interesting as a tie, because it's like the sun being hidden by the clouds here as temporary problems. But then you also got the sun in your Lenormand reading, right? Down here. So that is like things being made clear. the clouds dispersing. If there's something right now, pile number ones, that you are confused about or you're not sure which direction to go, what these two spirits are telling you is that clarity is coming soon because of this sun down here. So it's like the past energy is the clouds, things are kind of obscured. You're worried about a certain problem, hence temporary problems, but that problem is going to be kind of made clear or solved. And let me see if there's anything about what the problem exactly is, and then kind of how it's going to be solved, or what you can kind of do to help pull that in. Obviously, there's a lot of help here because you got the Trust the Universe card. That often comes up when there's a lot of spirits around you that are trying to help you through this situation, especially here too with, Cobweb, and it says protected from negative forces beyond your control. That's kind of like trust the universe, and like I said too, that protective energy from the masculine energy that's popping forward, that they're helping you and they're around you, and it's like you're not completely alone on solving this. So this isn't something completely in your court to fix, but they are just saying that will be made clear. That temporary problem that you're worried about right now is going to be fixed, especially down here with the Lenormand. So let's see. And then the Two of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the Fool reversed. I think, especially with the combination of your surrender procrastination with the Fool reversed, there's some matter here where you're afraid to take a risk and you've been waiting. You're like, do I do it now? Do I wait? And what you're being told right now is to go for it, pile number ones, because not only does this card say now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off, taking action will attract success, you also got the Eight of Wands, which is the card of speed, like go fast, just do it now. Two of Pentacles, I don't know if you're worried about it because this is the card of balance, and you're maybe worried about going forward with it because you're afraid of like balancing your time with this new venture, or you're afraid of balancing your finances with it, but they're telling you everything will be fine because not only are they helping you, hence all this protection energy here, and also trust the universe too is kind of like, hey, we've got your back, we're watching over you, just go for it. Everything will be made clear. Don't fear that risk of the Fool reverse. They're saying just go for it here. Don't procrastinate anymore on whatever this particular topic is, or this thing that you want to do or you've been asked to do. Let me see if the Lenormand here has any specific messages about what that is, or kind of advice. Like I said, things will be made clear here, especially with the sun. Something to do with a group or public here, especially with the community or the garden. This is like of community or garden, like some sort of public setting. And then the flowers are like a gift or beauty. So if I read that in one sense, it'd be public clarity on a gift. Public clarity on a gift. Okay. I'm going to ask if they can give me a more specific message about this thing that you're afraid of taking a step on, if they can kind of describe it to me. Spirits for pile number ones, can you describe what this thing is that's going to be like made clear and that they should jump forward on, please? Can you give me that with Lenormand, if that is possible? Yeah, something to do with you're afraid of like the balance. Like, do I have enough time for this? The Scythe, so something swift. Okay, maybe you feel like it's too soon. Swift, man... stars. Okay, that's okay. So the issue is there's some sort of matter, pile number ones, where it's either you've been asked to take a leadership position of some sort, but you feel like it's too swift and you don't have enough guidance on it, like you feel like you're kind of alone tackling it, or there's some matter where there's a man involved. So this could be a relationship with a man, but it's happening so swiftly, and you're like, I need guidance here, especially because like the stars here is like a navigator. He's like, do I have guidance? Do I have, I feel like I'm kind of sailing blind. But they're telling you, pile number ones, that even though you feel a bit rushed right now, and even if you feel a little bit like, I don't know how to navigate this boat forward through this issue, to just go for it. Surrender procrastination. Trust that they have your back, and that everything will balance and be just fine. It's just that the time is now. So that's kind of the message that they wanted to get across to you today. I'm going to ask just in the final minutes of this reading if they could give me any final messages for you. This could be something as like a hey, this is how you identify me. Or it could also be something like just another teeny thing they want to tell you. Spirits of pile number ones. Could you give me a final message to share with your pile for today, for your pile ones? 3 cards, please. Yeah, definitely. So something about a woman, okay, or feminine energy. All right. And we have the birds, so that's communication. A woman who... Oh, okay. And then the coffin or the burial mound. Okay, so pile number ones. Remember in the beginning I said something about in the way that, like, it was the first Lenormand reading here of this particular, like, the first section when I was like, okay, identifying who these spirits are, right? And it said something about a loved one passing on, or it was like a delivery of a message of a delivery of loss. That's what it was. I think they're talking about whoever that was. It's a feminine energy, hence the woman here. And they're saying that whoever this feminine energy that passed on is communicating from beyond. So, because the coffin or the mound is like the death card or the end, right? This isn't someone that died or is going to die. I'm not saying that. Or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. This is someone who has died already, not someone that's going to die in the future. So don't be scared. But they're also saying hi. I don't know if they're connected to that masculine energy. It could have been a wife of that masculine energy that popped forward earlier, or someone related to that masculine energy. But definitely they're more feminine. Maybe someone a little bit chatty here, especially with the birds. Yeah. They're saying hello. I'm going to ask, too, what their message is for you, if they can have that come forward. Spirits, for the feminine energy that was saying hello, that maybe is a recent loss for pile number ones, or is related to that masculine energy that came forward in the beginning. What is the message that this feminine energy wants to send across to pile number ones for this general reading? What do they want to tell them? The dog, okay. And then we have the moon, okay. And we have, let's see, the cat. Could be a pet, because both the pet cards came out. Maybe you recently lost a pet. Pile number one's a female pet. Yeah, could be a female pet here. And then... what is the message? This is the dog and the cat are both like loyalty and friendship. And then the moon is about either illusions or like emotions or intuition. Yeah. They're acknowledging the things that you felt over their loss, pile number ones. I think this is a pet for you, pile number ones. Obviously, pets are not going to have quite as complex messages as humans do, but, or human spirits, I should say. But they're acknowledging the way that you felt. Can we get one more message with this pet pile number, or spirits for pile number ones? What does this pet want this person to know, pile number ones? What does this pet want pile number one to know? Let's see. I swear to God, I shuffled. The dog, okay, yes. Loyal friend, yep, okay. And we have the lily. Innocence, purity. Elderly, could have been they died from old age. Or they were elderly when they passed. And then girl. Yeah, definitely a feminine pet. They were saying it was my time to go. That was an intuitive thing that just popped out. It was my time to go. So if you're feeling guilt over their death, pile number ones, this pet is reassuring you not to. They, especially with the lily here, is like the elderly card, elderly age. It's like, I read that as like a timing thing as well. Oh, and they're also saying I feel young again. Because of the child card came up. Because both, okay, so the lily is like elderly energy. At least one of the interpretations of it. And then the child is like youthful energy. So this could be friend felt old but feels young again. So they're basically telling you that they feel healthy and happy again, pile number ones. So whatever suffering they had at the end of their life, they're not suffering anymore is kind of what I would read that. Or I feel young again. So likely a pet that died at an older age. Yeah. All right, well, that was your reading. That was all about the spirits that wanted to talk to you today, pile number ones, as well as the messages they wanted to get across to you. I hope that reading was helpful for you, and I hope to see you in a future video. And I don't know, did I already wish you a wonderful rest of your day? If not, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number twos. Welcome to your pick a card reading today that is all about what spirits are around you, as well as what messages they want to send to you. This reading will be in two different sections. So we have, for section one is about kind of who these spirits are, how many, generally what kind of spirit they are, personality, etc. And then section number two will be about the messages they want to send to you today. So I'm going to split your oracle cards already off the bat. Let's see, the cutoff is tea leaf, so I'll set these down here with me for messages later on, and then we're going to talk about who these spirits are. So as you recall, the card used to pick your pile was perception. So we have, looks like an actress with a mask, and we have the, all the way back to Greek times, the tragedy and the comedy masks here. A lot of red and gold in this picture, ruby slippers. I'm hearing something about the Wizard of Oz, actually. We'll see how that pertains to the rest of your reading. I know that's kind of random, but that's kind of an intuitive thing that popped out. We'll see. Perception. Okay. I'm going to wait to say anything until we get your other cards out, but some things are already popping up. Okay, and your archetypes cards, I'm going to set your Lenormand down here with me too as well, are Judge. Light attributes, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. Shadow attributes, offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Okay, so we had someone kind of justice-oriented or did some sort of job related to the law or enacting justice in some way or were involved with the law a lot. We also have poet. Okay. Light attribute expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Shadow attribute turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. I'm already getting a feminine energy off of at least one spirit here, pile number twos. Maybe someone with reddish hair or wore red a lot. Maybe that was your favorite color. There's a lot of red energy here. Okay. And then your woodland wardens is the butterfly and snowdrop, hope. Okay. Hope. I'll read that with the others in a second. Yeah, lots of feminine, I want to say motherly energy, grandmotherly. Let's keep going. And then your L key was she who creates, Shi'ala. Creativity, originality, spontaneity. Definitely someone creative, especially with the she who creates. And your pile leader has kind of a theater aspect to it. Acting, and then the poet is also creative. I don't know if they wrote stories, they were a performer of some sort, this first feminine energy that's popping up. Okay. Oh, that could also be related to the justice-oriented energy. Let's keep pulling cards here to see. Yeah, there's a lot about red here. I don't know what that's all about. And then you got the Ace of Swords. Okay. And then the King of Pentacles, and he's got reddish shoes. I don't know if they wore red shoes. Red. Something about red. Yeah, and then I'm going to pull a Lenormand card here, or reading, excuse me, just to kind of get some details as to more about this spirit popping forward. Right now I'm only sensing one energy coming forward, but as I read I might get more, because like pile number one had two energies that came forward, so... Spirits of pile number two, or just single spirit of pile number two. Could you describe more about who is coming forward, please, for pile twos? Creative, justice, this sort of energy. Let's see, the star. Okay, guidance. And then we have the lily. Someone more elderly or in your family is how I would read that. And then we have, let's see, the third card is the fortress, someone protective, someone with authority. Okay, so pile number 2 is the energy that's popping forward, at least right now, is someone who, like I said, either dealt with the law or their job was the law. I almost sense there's 2 energies, though. Wait just a second. 2 feminine energies. There was someone that dealt with the law a lot, someone that was kind of down to earth, no nonsense, very logical person. Maybe it came off as not cold, but they were just someone who was very, I guess I would say kind of airy in personality in terms of, you know, elements with like how we traditionally associate them with tarot and astrology. So, you know, Gemini, etc. That type of feeling of someone that's very like witty or knows how to speak really well. Someone that knows how to write really well. Yeah, and then also there's kind of a public feeling to this person. I don't know if they worked with the public as like a literal judge, or they worked in some sort of law or public-oriented job, or that was maybe at least a dream of theirs. Especially here because the Lenormand cards are Star, Lily, and the Fortress. So if I read that as one sentence, that would be guidance from an elderly protector or authority. Because the Fortress can also mean like authority in terms of like government, right? So yeah, government position could be another job that they held or it was related to what they did. Obviously, like a judge is usually kind of government oriented, right? Or they work for the government. Yeah, there was someone who was public, especially here with your perception card. Someone that made rulings or they dealt with law, had to worry about perception a lot here, especially. And maybe in public they were a lot different than they were at home privately. I think for most of you, yeah, this is an elderly feminine family member that's coming forward for you, pile number 2. Someone that dealt with justice in their life. Could also be that they had a lot of injustice done to them, hence that was why they were very justice-oriented if it wasn't specifically that they worked with that type of job. But yeah, someone no-nonsense, someone down to earth, especially like with the Ace of Swords here, because that's, the swords are the air suit, and that's, you know, like I said, of the mind. Communication, someone that spoke really well, someone that was very logical, someone that knew exactly from right and wrong and wasn't afraid to say it. Yeah, someone that knew how to navigate the moral dilemmas of life really easily. Elderly, feminine energy here. Someone that was kind of an advisor too, that could have been another job that they had or that they were in their relation to you. But yeah, I get the feeling that if this is a family member for you, pile number 2, is they passed when they were elderly, because the lily over here with Lenormand is usually like an elderly vibe. But yeah, someone with authority, maybe kind of matriarchal in your family. They kind of guided a lot of your family and the matters in your family. It could have even just been like the law and justice in your family was this feminine energy before she passed, or they passed. But yeah, and then the butterfly and snowdrop. Hope. I get the sense that even though they were a down-to-earth person, they really knew how to uplift people, probably through their good communication skills, but I also get the sense that there's like a second energy here that's not quite as strong. You're kind of like pile number 1's that way, where there's like a stronger energy popping out and there's kind of a more subtle energy of someone that was very creative, so someone that wrote a lot, someone that was like a painter, kind of out there, at least in terms of like unique in their personality, especially with She Who Creates here, because it says, you know, spontaneity, originality, etc. Spirit, can you tell me a little bit more about this second energy here? Also, one more thing about the first energy that popped out, the elderly feminine energy. I get the sense that they were well off, or at least pretty stable with their finances, hence the King of Pentacles here. Because that's someone that's very like externally responsible with monetary or physical material things, right? Anyway, Spirit, can you tell me more about this creative energy that's popping forward? Who is that? I don't know if you're a creative person yourself, pile number 2s. And maybe that's why this second energy is kind of popping out. All right, Spirit, tell me more about this creative energy that's popping out. Is this a second Spirit, I think? Like I think it is? Okay. Written document, all right. That usually tells me Spirit guide, but we'll see what else pops out. Okay. Because, like, it's like a contract. Yep, definitely. You got the girl, so feminine, younger. Spirit guide, I'm thinking. Let's see. And the third card is the cross. Burden, spirituality. Yeah, this is a spirit guide for you, pile number 2. So the 2 spirits popping forward for you, pile number 2 is, I think the first one, the elderly feminine that was dealt with justice and public perception. That person is a family member that has passed, I'm pretty sure. The second energy here of creativity is a spirit guide for you, especially because you got the document. And the cross, which is spirituality, and the document is like a written contract. Pile number 1's had a similar vibe for their, one of the spirits that came out for them was a spirit guide. Also young and feminine, go figure. So I guess a lot of young feminine spirit guides are coming out today. Yeah, this spirit guide is someone that helps you in terms of creativity, pile number 2s. This is someone, also, they could be related to this hope card too. There's someone that helps try to inspire you, almost kind of like a muse, if you're familiar with that kind of terminology. Maybe that's why ancient Greece came up. If you've ever read, like Homer's The Odyssey, for example, in the beginning, the Greek writer would invoke the muses to help him tell this story. So I get kind of a muse vibe off this spirit guide. I'm not saying they're like precisely like a muse from Greek mythology, but, or Greek, literature, history, but yeah, like sing to me, oh muse, etc. They help you with creative projects. So I get the sense that you're a creative person, pile number 2s, and that's kind of where this spirit guide comes in, and that's likely one of, or at least one of the messages that's going to pop forward for you today from this spirit guide. Young, feminine, what's with all this red energy coming in? Red lipstick. You see how like every figure here has red lipstick pretty much? Like this figure has red lipstick, the judge has red lipstick. This figure has red lipstick and red cheeks. I don't know. And then we also have the red shoes that kept popping up. I think this is related to, yeah, like passion is a symbol of red. Anger is a symbol of red. Like temper, what else is a symbol of red? Love, that type of thing. But I think it could literally mean that one of these figures at least wore red lipstick a lot, or red items, or red shoes as another thing that was popping up a lot. Yeah. A lot of inspiration here from the second spirit, the spirit guide that helps you with creative things. Yep, written contract, spirituality. Yeah, that's a spirit guide. Yep, definitely. Younger, feminine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but both of these figures, I think, watch out for you in terms of looking out over, like, your mental state or your creativity. Hence, because, like, this Ace of Swords here that I'm just kind of hidden right now. This Ace of Swords here is, like, a new thought or a new direction of the mind. So I think they kind of maybe work together to influence you a little bit in that way to help you with creative projects. But yeah, generally the first feminine, elderly, kind of justice-oriented entity or spirit is... Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's an elderly family member that has passed on, feminine. Yeah. I wonder if anyone else is popping out. I'm only seeing 2 spirits right now, pile number 2s. Let's see. I'm going to ask for one more Lenormand reading as to the identity of these spirits. Let me shuffle off camera here. Well, I'll shuffle kind of in the middle here if I can. Sometimes I can kind of shuffle midair. There we go. I just don't want to mess up the cards. All right, spirits, can you tell me more about this elderly feminine energy? Can you tell me more about who this person is, please? Public perception, judge, down to earth, witty, smart. Mountain. Okay, so obstacle. More about this feminine energy. Obstacles with business or money, okay, or exchange, and the heart, which could be love or emotions. Yeah, I think that might be some of the energy that I was picking up on earlier. Pile number 2 is this justice-oriented, down-to-earth, older feminine energy from your family, that member that has passed on. So how I would read this is an obstacle to the exchange of emotions or love. They might have come off as cold pile number twos, but they actually weren't. It might have been just related because of like their job. Maybe they saw a lot of things that kind of hardened them a bit, or because they were so no nonsense and down to earth, they kind of seemed a bit cold, but they actually like did deeply feel in love deep down. But yeah, like obstacle to the exchange of love or emotions here is how I would read that. So this older feminine energy is someone who maybe came off as a little bit stern and strict and cold, I guess is a word, but deep down they actually, like, you knew, or maybe even if you didn't know, deep down they were very loving and emotional. They just kind of felt like they kind of had to hide it a lot. Maybe it was their upbringing, or like I said, related to their duty as a judge or some justice oriented thing, public government office, whatever that particular role was for them. But yeah. So, all right. And then I'm going to get to the messages for you, pile number twos, from these beings. So let's take Lenormand off the desk. Clear the table. Okay, let's see what messages they have for you, pile number twos, from the elderly feminine energy and then the younger feminine spirit guide. Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Okay. And Kite, vacation. Okay. We'll see what other cards are coming out, but I already can maybe glean one message they're coming forward with. We have surrender, denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. That's definitely from that elderly feminine energy, pile number twos. They were someone in their life that had to make a lot of decisions. You even see like she's blindfolded here. I mean, if you've ever seen a picture or a statue of Justice, she's always got the blindfold because Justice is blind, and then she's got the balance skills, right? That's that energy from that elderly feminine kind of judge, justice, down to earth person I was talking about before. That's them. So there's some message coming forward with that, but let's see what your other cards say before I get too into the weeds. Strength and guidance. Okay. Telling you about having strength in this time and that they're there for you. Let's see what other messages pop out with that, because that's a little vague with just that card. All right, tarot, we have, let's see, the High Priestess reversed. Okay. Six of Pentacles. Yep. Normally, I know this deck doesn't show it, but normally Six of Pentacles has a balanced scales as well. A lot about justice. They're that person that was justice-oriented in their life in this reading. And then we have the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay. So, let's get these on the table and see what pops out. I'm going to try not to cover these up as much as I can. Oh, and then I also want to do a Lenormand. Spirits of pile number two, can you give me a message with Lenormand as well? Either two supplement messages that already popped out, or a maybe second or third message, please. What do you want pile number twos to know? Let's see. We have, okay, woman. I'm going to set these down here with me, but I'll show you, and then when I read them, I'll talk about them. Pull them up on camera. And then we have the stork, okay. All right. And then we have the snake, fierce snake. Okay. That can have multiple interpretations, so let's see what the other cards say first. Okay, so pile number twos. One of the messages is definitely around, I think they're warning against burnout here, especially with this first message here. Pile number two is lighthearted, carefree time and vacation. I don't know if you're going on a vacation here soon, or they're telling you to take more time off and have a vacation. Maybe you're very nose to the grindstone. That could be why this feminine, elderly, justice-oriented energy is coming out. Maybe they worked too hard in their life and they didn't really take off a lot of time, so they're coming forward to remind you of that, because that was a lesson they learned in their life, was to enjoy their life more and not work so hard and work all the time. So if you've been considering taking a vacation or time off, pile number twos, that's something that's definitely being encouraged here from this message with your tea leaf fortune cards. Let's see what else pops out. High Priestess reversed here is doubting intuition. Six of Pentacles is charity or the balance of justice, or the way things are kind of divided. And then the Eight of Swords reversed is breaking free from some sort of prison or thing where you feel trapped. Let's see. And then surrender, denial, strength, and guidance, accepting things as they are. Okay, so if I were to read the tarot cards together, pile number twos, there's something about where they're asking you to lean more into your intuition or trusting your gut on something. That's what the High Priestess reversed always talks about. Is normally upright, she's about trusting your intuition. She's a wise figure that's, she trusts the things that come from within. Reversed, it's like you need to lean into that energy a little bit more. It could be connected to your denial card here. There's something that you're denying in your life right now that you do deep down have a gut feeling about, but you're just not quite listening to it yet. Or maybe you haven't even recognized that it's there yet. But it's something about accepting the way that something is, because this person or these two entities are asking you to, they're asking to do that because it'll help you make decisions after you've accepted something as it is. And I get the sense that it's not something easy to accept because you got the strength and guidance card. That's about having the strength to go forward and holding your ground on something. And, even knowing that you're guided, and they're helping you right now. We always have help from above or beyond, I guess is another way I would put that. Sometimes we need to keep strength up on our end as well. So keeping our ground, standing our ground, kind of emblematic of the energy of that older feminine energy that came out first, the justice-oriented one. Very no-nonsense, down to earth. This is where I stand. This is the lines. This is how I draw the lines on this particular issue is kind of a message that's coming through. I don't know if someone recently asked you to move a boundary of your own or keeps trying to walk over boundaries of yours, and maybe you're allowing them to get away with it, but they're asking you not to allow them to get away with kind of bypassing your boundaries anymore because they want you to feel like you can have boundaries with this particular person, even if this person keeps trying to push those boundaries, hence kind of the strength. Acknowledge and accept that maybe this person isn't who you thought they were, hence the surrender, denial, and then the High Priestess reversed. And there's something here about, like I said, the Eight of Swords reversed is about freeing oneself from a prison of some sort or feeling like we're trapped. And the Six of Pentacles, like I said, is like charity or the distribution of things. I'm trying to see what the message here is. Yeah, feeling trapped but freeing ourselves. And distribution. Let's look at your Lenormand here too. I'm going to pull them back up here. Sorry if they cover other cards, but I just want to make sure you can kind of see them on the table. Yeah, so Lenormand, I would say, as a second message here, or third, I guess, probably the third message by now. There's been quite a few. So a woman that delivers fierceness. Okay, so I think that's a hint as to who the person is that they're asking you to kind of take a look at further. Pile number 2 is a woman that delivers fierceness, and even like the fierce snake itself generally is a feminine energy. So there's a feminine energy in your life, feminine person in your life. Pile number 2 is that is maybe being a little fierce with you right now. And I'm being told that that's the person that you have to trust your gut on a little bit more, to free yourself from the thing that they're trying to push your boundaries on. Also to make it more fair for you, because the Six of Pentacles is also the card of fairness. That is likely why this justice-oriented older feminine energy, family member, I believe, that passed on, that we talked about, I believe that's why she's coming forward, because she dealt with justice and no nonsense a lot. Or I guess I should say feminine energy doesn't always mean a woman, but they dealt with that energy in their life a lot. And they're telling you as kind of a sort of, you can trust my judgment, right? Because I make decisions all the time, and I'm telling you that this person is overstepping boundaries, and then to free yourself and make things more fair, you need to listen to your gut more on this person and have more strength to stand your ground, is kind of what's coming out here. I also want to see if this creative energy we were talking about, spirit guide, younger feminine, has any messages for you. So I'm going to shuffle Lenormand here, because she has something to do with creative energy. I don't know if there's a creative project you're working on or something that she wants to talk about. Spirit guide for pile number 2, the creative one, younger feminine energy that came out. Do you have a message for pile number 2 that you want to get across, please? Okay, what does she want to tell you? Star, something about guidance. Okay. Finding your way. Okay. Fox, clever, sneaky. And then we have the, multiple cards popped out. We have, usually I read Lenormand in threes, but 4 did pop out, so we'll read all 4 of them. The moon, and then we have the garden, okay, or the meadow. So I would read this pile number 2s from your creative spirit guide that was coming forward, younger feminine energy. Guidance with sneaky emotions made public. Guidance, sneaky emotions made public. Okay. They're saying something about how your creative projects are ways for you to kind of portray your emotions and make them public without making them too obvious, because the fox is kind of like a clever figure, right? And then the moon is something about like subtlety, emotions, illusions, something kind of disguised as something else. And then the gardener meadow here in this particular deck is like a community or public, right? And then, so she wants to offer you guidance on something about one of your creative projects, something that's kind of masking a feeling you have deep down. Because a lot of times when we do creative projects, it's really us speaking in a certain way indirectly about our feelings, right? Spirit guide for pile number 2 is, what is this guidance you want to offer on this creative project for pile 2s? 3 cards, please. What is the guidance you want to offer about this? Okay, something about a promise or a bond. Marriage. Fortress, authority. A promise, and then the tree is health or family. So something about with this creative project pile 2s. I am trying to figure out something with a promise of protection of family. A promise of protection of family, or a promise of authority with family. It could also mean health, so a promise of protection of health. That's something that she's trying to convey to you, or this feminine energy is trying to convey to you. I'm trying to think, how does that fit with a creative project? It could be the creative project is something about either marriage, hence the ring here. It could be about government as a topic. It could also be about your family or health here. Those are kind of topics I'm seeing here from the Lenormand cards. But whatever that creative project is, there's protection here. So I don't know if you're afraid to speak it out loud, hence the clever, like the fox coming out before about not being quite direct about it. But either way, you're being encouraged to say what you want to say with this creative project and not fear the repercussions of it. Because it's a promise of protection of your health, or a promise of protection of your family, is how I'd read that. So pile number 2s, I hope that reading was helpful for you. As always, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number 3s. Welcome to your pick a card reading today that is all about what spirits are around you, as well as what messages they want to send to you today as you view this reading. As I kind of described in the intro, this will be positive spirits only, so it could be guardian spirit, spirit guide, passed on loved ones. I even had a pet come out for another pile today, so a pet could come forward for you as well. And this reading will be divided into 2 different sections. So this will be, first section, kind of who this spirit is, or these spirits, multiple might come through, who they are, kind of their nature. And then the second section of the reading will be about the messages they want to send across. So without further ado, let's look at your reading. I'm going to split your pile into 2 here, so these will all be the messages, and then we'll just talk about who is coming forward for you first. So, as you recall, the card used up pick your pile was Union. So I already get vibes off of this card of someone that was sort of a peacekeeper, or is a peacekeeper kind of vibe. Someone who is calmer, someone who is more meditative. Didn't necessarily mean that they meditate or that they meditated in the past, if this is a loved one that's passed on, but someone that's very at peace, kind of a calm, grounding energy from this. Yeah. All right, let's look at your other cards to kind of get a fuller picture, though. Archetypes. We have the Child Eternal, light attributes, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. And shadow attributes: inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. Okay. This could be a young energy coming through. We'll see what else pops up first. We have Messiah. Okay. Light attribute: serving humanity with humility. Shadow attribute: exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. I think this might be angelic guardian spirit vibes for you, pile number 3 is at least one of the energy beings or entities that's coming forward today. Yeah, angelic guardian spirit. But before we, let's see, count our eggs. Let's see what else comes through. We have the opossum and peony or peony. Bashfulness. Playful energy. Maybe a bit shy. Okay. Could have been born, if this is a past or loved one that's passed on, could have been born right at the beginning of summer, because that's when peonies bloom. Okay. And then we have Elki, she who questions Amelie. Curiosity, destiny, search. Yeah, I'm getting more guardian spirit angel vibes off this one, pile number 3s. This is more advanced energy, is how I would put it. Let's see. We have the lovers. Yes, balance, union. Making choices. Okay. And then we also have the worlds. Once again, a very youthful energy coming through. Someone who helps us through the phases in life, because the world is like the end of a phase or the end of a lesson, right? Yeah, this for sure is, at least one energy is like a guardian angel, guardian spirit type energy that's coming through pile number 3s. Someone that doesn't age is kind of the vibe I get off of it, especially with the child eternal. Someone that, like this Messiah energy, spiritual, angelic, looks out for you. Someone that helps, or at least tries to help you find peace in life. Yeah, definitely. Blonde is another sense I'm getting from this figure. Could also be, let's see, there's 2 black-haired figures too, though. It could be 2 energies popping forward. Spirits, can you tell me, with Lenormand, is this only one being coming forward, or is this 2 beings coming forward? I'm thinking 1, but 1 or 2 beings. Can you kind of give me a hint, please? Could be paired up energies that kind of blend together. I don't know if they were soulmates. Birds, okay. The whip, 12, 11, and the cat. Okay. Is this 1 or 2? Friend, group. I don't know if this is like a group. This is kind of strange energy. It's not scary, but communicates. And then the whip is like harshly or something done kind of loyal. Yeah, I get more, because usually the whip is like harsh energy. I do not get that from any of the other cards, but I think what that can mean with this is that it's like an energy that is more black and white. It's not human, and I don't mean that, like I said, in a scary way. I think this is an angel for you or a guardian spirit of some sort, pile number 2s. I get the sense that there's a group, but there's one in particular that's coming forward to speak. So this could be like, in spiritual circles, it's often called your spirit team. Like there's a whole team of spirits that want to speak to you. But there's one guardian spirit that's really coming forward. I get the sense this is someone that's young, likely feminine, probably blonde in appearance, but there's also a lot of black-haired figures. So I don't know if that's like one of the other figures in this group that wants to talk to you. But yeah, someone youthful, someone blonde, yeah, someone that helps with overall trajectory of your life, hence like she who questions, curiosity, destiny, search. They kind of help with those bigger questions and orientations and where to go in your life. Probably angel guardian spirit, I would say, if not spirit guide, right? Kind of the same thing, it depends, but on your beliefs. But yeah, someone who, especially with the lovers here too, and the worlds, this is a group of people that help you with the major direction or changes in your life. Hence, when I see a lot of major arcana come out in a reading, that's often like major life lessons. So this is someone that's pretty important to your life path, pile number 3s. Yeah, and even here, like, yeah, I just get angelic vibes. Okay, so there's a few of them that are popping forward, but there's one in particular that's really prominent. Could you tell me at least about one of the other entities that's with you for pile number 3's guardian spirit that's here, angel, etc.? I want to see if there's like another one that's popping forward, hence kind of the... Yeah, okay, there's a spirit guide. Every pile got this today, the document. I see that in spirit readings as a spirit guide because it's like a contract, right, the document. Home, okay, and man. Okay, so there's a masculine energy that's a spirit guide for you, pile number 2s, that's kind of speaking with this younger, feminine, angelic guardian energy coming forward. Dark-haired, that's that dark-haired, because you see he's got dark hair, but also these 2 cards have dark hair. They look kind of similar. Dark-haired entity, spirit guide, and they help you with... You know, it's interesting that the home pops up. They're not a ghost in the traditional sense, but I feel like they're at home with you a lot, or they deal with family or home matters for you as a spirit guide. Okay. That's what's popping forward. So, to summarize, you have the young, blondish, feminine spirit guide, but I think at an even higher hierarchy sort of is how I would put it in earth terms, right? That is like an angel or guardian spirit. Helps you with the major direction of your life, those things. And then you also have, out of the whole group that's kind of coming forward, being spoken for by the angelic guardian energy, you have this masculine energy with the dark hair, dark features. So that's kind of who's popping forward for you. Let's see if there's any other things I can pick up about them. Bashfulness. Yeah, playful energy, eternally youthful. I see that. Helps with major life path things. Let's see. And then union. Yeah, peaceful. I think that's why I got such peaceful vibes, because usually entities that are more... How do I put it? Usually entities that are more at a higher level of understanding than, like, let's say, passed on loved ones and ourselves... They're more, yeah, I think things are more like black and white kind of, or they're more kind of at peace with things in terms of, they're not as like emotional as how I would put it as humans are, and I don't mean that like in a negative way. It's just that they kind of see things differently. They see things from like a bigger picture than human spirits do. Yeah, that's lovely energy. I'm very light, very young, yeah, youthful. So they might appear to you as a youthful blonde feminine energy if you're, meditating, or if you've seen a spirit like that before. Yeah, playful. And then I want to know a little bit more about this masculine, dark-haired energy, spirit guide, kind of what he helps you with. Or they, I should say. Masculine energy doesn't always mean a man, right? Spirit, can you tell me more about this spirit guide that has the dark hair and masculine energy for pile number 3s, please? What does he help them with? What is his task? Or their task, I should say. Garden, okay. Community, public, chickens, communication, public speaking, and emotions. The way you convey your emotions, the way you speak to others, that's at least one area that this masculine spirit guide helps you with, pile number 3s. Yeah, and then the moon is like intuition too. Also, they could help you with intuition-related things, and the way that kind of comes across, the way that that's communicated to you. Just kind of bringing things to light, or bringing things to public awareness, and I don't mean necessarily that, like, that you're literally like an intuitive person that speaks to the public, kind of like, like I do on my YouTube channel here, but in some way, this masculine energy, the spirit guide, is someone who helps you with intuition or speaking your emotions publicly. I don't know if that's where the bashfulness comes in as well. Maybe you're a bit of a shy person. And so by extension to that, the spirit guide is here to help you learn about being more confident with the way you speak or speaking up to others on different matters. We'll see what your messages from them say here in the second part of the reading. But yeah, he helps you be more, or they, excuse me, helps you be more confident in terms of bringing forth to the surface things deep within, I guess is how I would summarize that. So, yep. Both energies that help with major life path points for you. Yeah. Could also have something to do with romance here, hence the Lovers. Maybe they help you with romance as well, which of course that's also like a major life path thing, right? You know, we're always wondering, you know, how it work out with this partner, who's my soulmate, etc. Questions like that. But yeah, also bringing forth lessons and bringing them to a conclusion in your life, hence the World, because that's the end of the lesson or the path of the major arcana, right? The end of a phase. Yes. It could also be... Let me see if there's anything else popping out here. Any similar symbols. Lots of animals, too. Especially, like, there's 2 dogs and there's 1 cat. There could also be some pets coming out. Spirit, can you tell me, are there any pets coming out for pile number 3s in this group? Any pet spirits? Pile number 1, I think it was pile number 1's had a pet spirit as well, so. Crossroads, okay. Anchor. And the bouquet or the flowers. Any pets? A choice for the gift of stability. That's interesting. I would take that as some of you have pet spirits coming forth, hence the choice card, like it's 2 paths, right? Some of you do not. But yeah, it's kind of a collective message being sent, so I think a lot of you, maybe there are pets involved in this, but usually their messages aren't quite as complex as human spirits or other beings, but they might be a part of the collective of this group that's coming out or forward to speak to you through this main guardian angelic kind of feeling here, or being energy, I should say. All right, so let's get to your messages, pile number 3s, from this angelic guardian spirit as well as this masculine spirit guide and the whole group that's coming forward for you. You have a whole crowd kind of coming out for you today. That's always lovely to hear, right? You have lots of support from the other side. The other piles, I think both of them only had 2 come out. So you have a whole group coming to cheer you on. All right. What messages do they want to say to you? You have the tea leaves of target, a goal-oriented person. Okay. You also have a flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Okay, that's one message they're popping out for you. We also have surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. That might be an area of your life that we're trying to give you advice on. We'll talk about that a little bit more later when we get everything on the table. We also have the angel card, listen deeply. Once again, we have that blonde figure, and this is the Angel Guide Oracle, just another confirmation that this young, feminine, angelic spirit is around you, guardian angel, guardian spirit, right? Always behind you, always got your back, right? Listen deeply. Yeah. Okay. Listen deeply to yourself. And then your tarot cards are, let's see, we have Justice, another major arcana, okay. We also have the Empress, another major arcana. And then we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. Something to do with depression or anxiety. Negative mental state, feelings, etc. Okay. Let's see what messages pop forward. Oh, I also want to get your Lenormand out. Okay. Can you also give me a Lenormand message for pile number 3's, the spirit group that's coming forward for them? A lot of different messages, I think, here. Spirits, another message or related to a similar message that's already popped out, if you will, please. Thank you. Write that one for sure. Holly tree, something with growth or family or roots. We'll see what pops out. We have the lily, so could be sexuality, could be elderly people in your family, could be purity. We'll see what that pops out. It's kind of a contextual card, right? And then we have the key. The key to something. Okay. All right, let's interpret. What are these messages? Let's see. Goal-oriented person, justice, the Empress, and Nine of Swords. Okay, sorry for the silence for a moment. Just want to make sure I'm interpreting correctly here. Okay, so there's some situation in your life right now, pile number 3, as they're telling me about, where they're not saying the exact relationship you have with this person, but there's a relationship you have with someone, could be platonic or romantic or familial, like your family, where there's some sort of injustice or justice involved, where you feel like they wronged you, or you wronged them, or they feel like you wronged them, or there's like some sort of thing where someone feels slighted in the relationship. And it could be a hint as to who they are with this target, a goal-oriented person, or that could be you. They're calling for compromise here, pile number 3 is. I know this surrender your need to always be right card that popped out is kind of not scary, but it might kind of emit an immediate gut feeling of like, ooh, I don't want to hear that, right? Because no one wants to hear that kind of message, right? That, oh, you don't always have to be right. It could also be that that's something that this other person said to you, and that's kind of an indicator from this group of spirits that that's who they're talking about. But generally, if I'm interpreting this as a message, it's almost like the relationship that this is, mending it or maintaining it is more important than either person needing to be right. That's what they're telling you, because you have the Justice card here. So someone feels like, the balance scales aren't quite equal. Someone feels like they're getting slighted in this relationship. A lot of anxiety around it, hence the Nine of Swords. You've been worrying a lot about it. Like I said, could be romantic, platonic, or familial. There's give and take in this relationship in terms of mending it. I think what they're saying is both sides need to kind of come together here and both admit that they were wrong, or that the other person, both people kind of were right in certain ways, especially because, and the reason I say that is because you also got the flag here, which is do not be tempted to lower your standards. So that's an indication to me, pile number 3, is that it's not that the other person is 100% correct either in this situation. So they're saying, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Still have boundaries. But they're saying compromise and getting along is more important than either person being right. So if that applies to you, pile number 3s, even like you got union here, right? Union is about two people coming together in harmony, right? The message to you from this group of spirits coming forward is they're acknowledging that, either both people are right or both people were wrong in the situation. You're right in wanting to hold, your boundaries and having boundaries, but overall compromise and unity is a little bit more important than one person being right and one person being wrong is how I'll put that. It's not as black and white maybe as it first came off. And especially, it's something that you've been worrying about a lot lately. Maybe compromise will be part of the reason it comes to, a conclusion that relieves that anxiety and depression about the situation off of you. They're almost kind of saying just compromise for your own mental state. Make sure you're not being walked over. Of course, you don't want someone to bypass your boundaries and not respect them. But as long as that's kind of taken care of, focus on your mental state more than either person being right or wrong, and harmony and unity. And then the Empress here is interesting. The Empress is usually like motherly energy, feminine energy, growing, nurturing. Maybe kind of focus more on what can be gained from compromise in this relationship, what can be grown from it, what can be nurtured more, maybe areas where you both agree on things. It could be, I think, especially with this goal-oriented person, it could be someone who they did something where they were focusing more on the goal, but they weren't necessarily realizing the effects of the steps that it took to get there, or that they wanted to take to get there. Maybe being a little bit careless about getting to this goal, and that's kind of where this conflict came in. Let me read the Lenormand cards here too. Is there another message popping through? Okay. So the tree, Okay, so the holly tree can mean health or family. The lily can mean sexuality, purity, elderly people, sometimes family. And the key means like the key or insight into something. So I read this as a sentence as healthy sexuality is the key. This could be a dispute in a romantic relationship then, if that's the case. For some of you, this could also be a dispute in the family. In which case, if it's family oriented, I would say getting down to the brass tacks of the intentions of each person is the key to making healthy this relationship in your family again. So I'll repeat that. Getting down to the pure intention of each person, what they intended to do or what they intended to say, is the key. Because that lily is purity, and purity I think of as like, well, what was our deepest, purest intention deep down, right? Yeah. Yep, healthy. Making it healthy again, okay? Asking intentions, asking, well, what did you mean by that? Or, what did you mean to do? Or that type of thing, or etc. If it's maybe something that they, you maybe will have to, reconvey to them what your purest intention was, if that's where the issue is coming in. Obviously, this is a general reading, everyone will be different. And then listen deeply, yeah. Listen deeply. Listen to each other. Don't focus so much on because a lot of times the most constructive conversations are the ones where both parties are willing to listen. So that's kind of what they're saying with listen deeply. Try to figure out what this person really is. It could be a person that's not very good at conveying things. Maybe they say things and they're kind of, I'll just say it, maybe they're kind of pig-headed about it. Like they're kind of blunt and they don't really say it right, and it kind of comes off as abrasive, but once again, getting down to the brass tacks of their purest intention. Of course, once again, not letting them bypass your boundaries. You don't want them to take advantage of you or abuse you, etc. verbally. But yeah, just willing to listen to what they actually maybe intended deep down. Or vice versa, if maybe it's someone that's not listening to you right now, part of the advice for this getting past this little rift is related to just getting them to listen to you deeply. Okay. I'm going to ask if any other messages want to pop out here. Pile number 3 is before I end the reading for you today. Because right now it's just one message that popped out. Spirit, could you give me... Actually, I'm going to shuffle that quick. Spirit, could you give me one more message for pile number 3? Is something maybe not related to this particular issue. Something else you want them to hear, please. Because we just focused on this one thing. Okay. We have something to do with a woman. Okay. Feminine energy. The fox. And the rider. Yeah, okay. Something about a woman being sneaky or clever with a message. Being sneaky or clever with a message, or feminine energy being sneaky or clever with a message, or the delivery of something. I know I asked for a separate message from this first one, but I think this was once again, because it's about the way we say things, right? I think it's about this thing. This is something they really want you to focus on right now. It's either an indication for you to be clever about the way that you deliver your message, or it's just a reiteration of what I said before about this other person maybe kind of says things the wrong way, but they really intend maybe better things deep down, even if they come off as abrasive. So that could also be an indication that, yeah, like a woman being clever with the delivery of something. Yeah, that's either them asking you to be maybe clever in the way that you go about delivering a message to them, or vice versa, that they're, clever in the way that they deliver a message to you, and that it's not direct, like what their intention is deep down. It's still a little vague, though. I'm going to ask for one more little hint here. Spirit, I know you want them to focus on this, so I'm going to ask you to send one more message with this particular issue that you want to talk to pile number 3s about. Could you give me another message here quick, please? Anything, other advice you have for them? It seems like this is a prominent issue in their life right now. Okay, the snake shedding, okay. Transformation, and then we have the letter, document, transformation of a document or written thing. and the moon, illusions or emotions. The transformation of written emotions. It might be better to talk to this person in written communication. That could be text. That could be email. It could be literally like a physical letter. So rebirth or transformation of a letter or document regarding emotions or the way that you feel, hence the moon. So the other piece of advice they have for you, pile number 3, is whatever manner that the message between you and this other person was originally communicated, try switching it to a different method of communication, because that might be just a better way to get points across. They're seeming to indicate here something to do with written language, hence the document. So that could be online, email, text, like I said, literally a physically written letter. But yeah, the rebirth of a physical document or a message, or like a letter, I should say, about emotions here. And then the moon can also mean illusions too. So that's like, it'll perhaps make it more clear, is what they're saying. So I apologize that really only one message came out, but I think because this is so prominent with your reading today, pile number 3s, they really want you just to focus on this right now. Even that could be another reason for the target coming out. They want you to focus on just this one little bullseye, this one goal right now, of mending this relationship or this little spat or fight, because it is important to them. Yeah. All right, well, I hope that reading was helpful for you, my lovely pile number 3s. As always, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next reading or video.